What's going on, everybody? This is the third lesson in the video or in the training, Facebook advertising training. This one we're going to kind of start diving into the actual tools that you're going to be using. Specifically, we're looking at Facebook and Facebook Business Manager on this lesson. If you have done ads on Facebook and you've never used the Facebook Business Manager side, then this is going to be a great tutorial for you. And if you've never done ads at all, this is another one that you definitely need to listen up for. This particular business manager will allow you to have a lot more features than just going to your Facebook page and creating an ad. With that particular side, you're limited on a lot of different targeting, on data, on options that you can use to design your ad and create it and make it the most effective. So we definitely want to stay clear of just doing it the normal or I would say the normie way or the easy way, which is just to create an ad off this regular site of Facebook. The particular site of Facebook we're going to right now is called business.facebook.com. That's business.facebook.com. So it's going to look like this. Oh my. Business.facebook.com. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to show up in the Ads Manager side. And you're going to create your account from here. It'll have a series of things that you're going to walk through and set up. Billing, audiences, campaigns, and what have you. So once you get all that set up, this will kind of be your main screen you're going to go to. And your go-to buttons, you're going to have audiences, ads reporting, ad account settings, events manager. You probably won't use too much. It's good for pixels, for retargeting on websites. We'll dive into that in another training. But particularly what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get ads out for some of these people who aren't ready to buy, but they have some money to spend on advertising, just not enough to hire an expert. So you're going to go into Ads Manager, and once you get in there, you're going to go to create a campaign. Okay, so you probably won't have these going on right now. You'll probably be over here. You're going to hit a create a campaign. At that point, it's going to bring you up to the type of campaign that you want to make. And we have awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, ad promotion, sales. Given the type of goal you want to reach with your advertising, you're going to select one of these as your goal. This is your objective, campaign objective. All right, so you have an awareness, a traffic, and engagement. I particularly like to focus targeting. Most of my clients are wanting leads from Facebook, so we're typically going into either engagement or the leads. And there are differences in these ones. As you can see, engagement is just to get somebody to message you. I figure that's a more humanized approach. I like that one because I have ability to reach out to them and message them directly to their phone. They get pinged just like a text message. It just seems to be a lot more effective. But there are situations where you want to have a lead generation form where they are opted, the ad sends them to a landing page where they have to fill out their name, phone number, and email. Those ones work well, but again, I like the way sales is going is more humanized engagement and not so much bot profile. With leads, the downside with this one is once they give you their information and they send it to you, you're now at the mercy of them responding back to you through that email, through that phone number. And yes, it can work, but engagement, I feel like I get a lot more responses and a lot more conversions and have a lot more abilities to re-engage that conversation if it does go cold. So that's the one I would pick here. I'd hit continue. All right, guys, so I went ahead and just paused it real quick and changed it to an empty campaign. That way we're not having to blur out so much results there from one of my other accounts that we have. and we can just kind of take you from the beginning. So this is just my personal account. Really haven't used it for anything. But you would go and you would create an ad. You would pick your engagement. Hit continue. All right. Then you want to name it whatever it is your promotion is and probably who you're targeting. That's how I like to name it. All right. So once you've done that, special ad categories. This is particularly for if you're going to talk about financing, employment, housing, social issues, elections, or politics, you need to select a specific category for this one. So real estate agents, everybody has to have a housing or else your ad will get rejected. If you're a car dealership or you're a contractor, but you're offering in the ad financing options, you can talk about that. You're going to promote that as a financing option. Then you need to add the credit on that one. If you're looking to hire people for jobs, in your business, then of course you have to click the employment. Now, once you do that, you will be limited on certain targeting features because of those particular categories. They don't want you singling out people. So you have to get a little bit more creative. And one of those is going to be like ages, for instance. With credit, you can't single out age demographic. You're stuck with the default 18 to 65. There's some other ones in there I can't think of at the top of my head, but there are some default features you will miss on targeting. But again, the way the AI is designed, it does try to find you your best customers. Just know that ahead of time. So when you are building out your account or you're building out your ad and you're going to do your targeting, you're going to realize you're going to get some features that won't be able to be selected. All right, once you do that, I like to use the campaign budget where it evenly distributes the ads across, the campaign budget across the ad sets. So if my campaign budget, say, is $20 a day and I have 3 or 4 or 5 ad sets, it's going to evenly distribute the budget across it. And I do that at least for the testing purposes so I can get a clear, even data, concise data of what particular targeting was more effective than the other. So that way when I go and do this campaign again, it's going to be, when I do the campaign for a more targeted, when I know what my targeting is working, I have a clear idea of what data is and isn't working from an even amount of ad spend across it. So I hope that clarifies that. So I would turn that on. All right, so daily budget for testing. It's up to you on this one. Typically 25 days or $25, is about where I want to start when I'm testing a campaign. That way I'm not blowing my whole load right off the bat on an ad that might not convert at the price I want it to convert at, or my leads to convert at the price I want them to convert at. So we'll keep that. Okay, once you get into here, you're going to have ad set. And again, I would name that. That way when you have it in the reporting, you have multiple ad sets or multiple campaigns running without having to click inside of it. Just by the name itself, you are clear on what that ads or what ads and targeting are being used in that campaign. So here I pick the messaging apps that I want to use, or you can pick other places you want to drive that engagement or drive those messages. This one's if you want people on your ad to watch a video or react with your post or comment below, you can have them doing that. If you want people to engage with your website, visiting your actual website. If you app developer, obviously this might not pertain to a lot of my customers, but of course, if you're an app developer or you've designed an app for your customers, maybe you want them to engage and sign up. Facebook page, again, there's another one here. But for lead generation purposes, I like to stick with the messaging apps, specifically for Facebook Messenger. I want them to click to message. There's a sponsored message. That is one of the ad types we went through in, I believe, training 1 or 2, where we talked about you can have a sponsored message in the Facebook Messenger. I don't like that one. I like actual newsfeed ads that are a click to message now. I select Messenger for my Facebook, and if you have an Instagram, you can select that as well. They can message you on through Instagram, through your Messenger on Instagram. Now, you can still send ads on Instagram, but have them message you through Facebook Messenger. So that is a possibility. If they have Facebook and they use Facebook Messenger, it will obviously work that way. Campaign budget and schedule. So it depends here if you want to set a end date or if you want to have it ongoing. Again, that just kind of goes on type of promotion that you're running. So specifically, if you're having an end date, you're probably running maybe a holiday campaign promotion that ends on a specific date. Say like a Christmas promotion, you want it to end on December 25th, or a New Year's, Labor Day, I think you get on that one. And that way you don't have to worry about going in there and manually turning the thing off. It will automatically end on the date that you set it at. Start date, if you want it to start right away, obviously you set the schedule on that one and set the time and the time zone. Make sure that's correlating to what you want. More options. Here is if you want to add ad spending limits. So you can put minimum and maximum. I don't really use this much, especially for the testing part of it. I don't want to give too many limiting factors to Facebook. I want it to be as free as it can with my budget that I've set. That way I can just focus on the data that's coming in, which is the leads. I want to know how much they're costing, the volume I'm getting, and making sure that's profitable. And then we can start building out another campaign and start tweaking different options there. So as far as here, we have audience, and in audience, you can create a new audience. We'll get into that one. And you have custom, you have a lookalike. Now, if you already have audiences set up in your ad account, this is where they will pop up. All right, and you can use a use saved one audience that you have there. Now, if you're just starting off, you probably won't have any of this, so don't worry about it. What you do want to do is you want to go down to locations. This one's going to be important, especially for your local businesses, and you only have a certain radius or territory that you are focusing on. So right now it's defaulted to just the entire United States. We don't want this, especially if it's just going to waste our budget blowing money on leads that we can't even service. So we're going to change this location, okay? And we are going to change it by going to search locations. And let's say we want San Diego. Now, I put it in San Diego and it's giving me a lot of options here. Obviously, we don't want San Diego, Texas. Let's say we're San Diego, California. But there's going to be the county, which is here. And then there's the city of San Diego. You want to be specific on how far you service. If you only service a 5-mile radius, you don't need the county, you just need the city. All right, so for this, we're going to go with the city. Oops, I picked the wrong one. Close that one out. All right, so we have San Diego. Now this one's showing the San Diego County. We'll leave that for right now. So let's say I do service the entire county. Now it's going to serve ads only in this entire perimeter of people. If you select this. So again, with locations, it's going to have you options. People living in or recently in this location. People living in this location. People recently in this location. And people traveling in this location. If I'm servicing homeowners, I don't really care if people were recently in it or if they were but don't live in it, or if they're just traveling to this location. I want people who actually live in this location and only those people. So I'm going to select that one. Make sure you get that. Now, let's say I don't do the entire county. I do a 5-mile radius. Okay. Well, you can take this pin right here and you can drop it. And let's say I do just the downtown area. All right, now it's going to have this huge spread, and it says about 10 miles. Let's say I only go, you can go over here and you can select it and you can change it to, say, 5 miles. Or you are a little itty bitty place and you just want to do an ad for people within 1 mile radius, you can also do that as well. And now it's only going to serve ads to people in this particular area and this particular area only. All right, now we have ages. So again, if you don't have a special category selected on the campaign level, you can go in here and you can edit the ages. Typically with homeowners and contractors, I usually like to keep the age at about minimum about 35, and 65 and up is fine on this one. Now, gender, we got to get into this in another video, more about learning about your customer, who is your customer. So right now we'll just leave that as it is. We're going to advertise to both men and women. Now you can also target people with different interests or behaviors. Now see, this is where it starts becoming more important to use the Facebook Manager site, because you're able to get in more data and more interest, demographics, selections to really narrow it down. So let's say we want to target people who watch the Home and Garden channel. All right, so or they're interested in home and garden stuff. I can select now targeting people in this location who are only interested in, or who are interested in home and garden related stuff. Now I'm getting a little bit more narrowed down on that one. Or we can do, let's say, homeowners. Oh, they change it. Sometimes they change some of these ones in here. Let's say, oops, glitching. There we go. Home buying. Oops. All right, well, this is giving me suggestions. Now I'm going to go to the browse area here, and I'm going to click on demographics. Now here, I can start plucking out more targeting features. So in demographics, let's see what kind of features I have. I have financial, I have income, household income above 10%, below. So I can target these particular people and say I want to only focus on luxury landscaping or what have you. I'm gonna select the top 5 or 10% people. You can select multiple if you need to. And maybe I'm gonna do life events. New job, new relationship, nope. Recently moved. Maybe they just bought the house and they're looking to remodel it. So I could select that as well. Now this is getting very hyper targeted, so I probably wouldn't have both of these. I would probably, I guess it depends on your goal. But you can have this ad now targeted to people living in a 1 mile radius, ages 35 to 65, male or female, or all, with a household income in the top 5% of zip codes, top 10%, recently moved. See how we're going down? And then we can have those interests. So let's see what they have for interest here. We can do, we have home and garden, home appliances. There you go for some of you contractors, HVAC guys and smart home guys. Home improvement, definitely want that one. They're probably searching. If they're doing their homework and they're farther down in the funnel, they probably already been looking at a lot of home and garden ideas for what they want. Now we come down to placements. This is a big one. I don't like to recommend it. This one's just going to basically place this ad anywhere and everywhere. Depending on how badass your marketing is and how many videos and formattings you have and edit it down, it's not going to be your best option, especially when you're testing out your ads yourself. So just go to manual placements. And here you can do the different platforms. There's Facebook, Audience Network, Instagram, and Messenger. I just go ahead and untick definitely those two. You can even untick Instagram if you're just looking at the data at first. It depends on what your age is or your demographics. If I'm targeting mostly women or a younger age, I'm probably going to include that Instagram and have ads specifically for that. But for the purposes of this training, we're going to go with just Facebook. And then the different parts. Now, if you haven't seen the video, please go back and watch that one. There's different places you can place an ad on Facebook. And right now, they're all selected. So we're just going to go ahead and unselect all of them. Let's see if it's going to let me. Slowing down. All right. Unselected all of them. I want just Facebook feed. If you're at a car dealership, you probably want to add the marketplace because that's where a lot of traffic is going to come from. Reels, I'm going to go ahead and select that. I don't want any of those at the moment while I'm testing or starting off a new ad. I don't want any Facebook in-stream videos. I do not want any in-article. And I don't want any other apps or audience network at the moment. Now you can have additional options. Now why would you need additional options as far as devices? Say again, if you're running an app, you're making an Apple app, I guess you would want specific only people with iPhones to have a certain ad. Another one would be connected to Wi-Fi. If you are running a video and you don't want people to get served an ad where they're not going to watch a video if they have a data limit on their phone. I'm not sure if anybody still has data limits, but you probably want them to be home, comfortable, or somewhere where they have Wi-Fi access, and then that video plays. That's another kind of way to target them when they're probably most attentive. And you have these other options here for testing. We don't really need to get into these. These are kind of self-explanatory, and you can go into here to read more about the brand safety on those ones. All right, so once you've selected your placements, we're going with just Facebook newsfeed right now. It's going to look just like that, or an example of where I want it to be. I'm going to go into the new ad. I'm going to name my ad accordingly to what type of ad it is, what I'm selling, who I'm targeting, or at least what I'm selling. You can, if you have an Instagram, you want to add it here. If you've just created your Facebook business page, your business manager account, you probably still need to add this into the account, and you can go to learn more to figure out how to do that. Now, the type of ads you can create. So you can use a post that maybe you have, Creative Hub Mockup. This is in the business manager side, but we're going to just go with the creating an ad. And then you have single image or video. Then you have a carousel. This works great if you have multiple images or videos and you want people to swipe through. It works really good for before and after. If you have a lot of before and afters that you want people to swipe through, this is a good one. But single image and video probably works the best for testing at the moment. If you don't have, even if you have a lot of before and afters, you can just create them into a slideshow type video and let that play. It works well. If you are a car dealership or you're selling some type of product, then you probably want to have more of use the carousel more often. That one's going to give the user an ability to swipe through the images and actually take a longer look at what they're looking for. Then here you're going to add the images or video. And like I said, you can create one. So if you have already images, but you just don't have a video, there has a rough little video editing software in here where you can add a bunch of images, hit create video, and it'll create a slideshow for you. And then here you're going to have your text. This, another important part, guys. You're just going to add your text here. Just like you would on a Facebook post. Blah, 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 right? Something like that. All right, you can add some emojis. That helps kind of get the attention. This is going to be super huge. All right, if you've done advertising in the past and it didn't work for you on Facebook ads and you said, oh, I tried it, didn't work. Well, how often did you try it? Was your ad copy probably boring? Did it get the person's attention? How about your ad image and video? Was that working well? Let's see if I can just add a image that I might have in the account here just for default purposes. So that way you guys can see the preview part of it. Optimization's on, done. All right, so now it's going to show us the example here of what our ad is going to look like as we're building it. The next part that's going to be super important is, of course, your call to action. What you want them to do. This is going to be this button here. So you can have it say send message. You can have them say book now, contact us, donate now, get quote, shop now, sign up, subscribe. It will still take them to the messenger, but it'll just have a different call to action on the button. So I like to just keep it send message. I think that's a nice soft way to let them know I'm not trying to sell them anything right off the bat. I'm just trying to establish the conversation. Next thing you have is a message template. You can make an automated, you can do an advanced setup if you have coding or experience in coding, or you're using a third-party app like a ManyChat. You can have it set up that way, or you can just have it do a regular store conversation. And you can still have a little bit of automated features on there as they click on it. Again, for the testing purposes, it's just another data point that could misconstrue everything. I like to keep it wide open, where I just have the conversation with the person. I allow them to message me however they want to message me. All right, for tracking, if you have your pixel set up, you can click the website events. This one right here, the pixel's not active, but it will show that you have a pixel. You can click it. It'll have a green button if it's active and it's actually showing on the website, and it's connected to the website. It will show it's working there. All right, once you've done all that, you can preview it over here. Check it all out, making sure it looks exactly how you want it to look. And then you would hit the publish button. From there, I'm not going to hit it on this one because this is just an example ad. It will go into review. Facebook will be, this right here was, instead of saying in draft, it'll go to processing, meaning it's getting uploaded to the advertising system, and then it will switch over to in review. The review portion can take up to 24 to 48 hours, but it could also be approved within minutes. It just depends on what type of campaign it is, the ad copies you have in there, whether it's going to be approved or not. There's a lot of factors. It's just weird. Sometimes, in the same exact account, I'll get people approved instantly, and then on other times it's 2 days later. So I don't really know exactly how that works, how to speed it up per se. There's quote unquote people online that say they know how to speed it up. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to work 100% of the time. So that'll be it for this particular training. I hope that helps a lot of you people who have never been into the Facebook Messenger side. There is, again, a lot of these guys who create ads and have never seen or even knew that this portion existed on the Facebook side. So hopefully that helps you. I know it's just a top layer view. It gets really nitty and gritty, but we're already 20 something minutes into this video. I wanted to try to keep it shorter than that, and hopefully it helps y'all. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Let's talk about it. Maybe I'll make a new video on if it's something that I need to do for a quick tutorial, or I can message you directly. Thanks, and have a great day.